Welcome back to Old Charles. Today, we're diving deep into one of America's most iconic coins, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. This coin not only carries monetary value but also a powerful history tied to President John F. Kennedy. If you have one of these in your pocket change or coin collection, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much your 1974 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth, depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity. Let's start with a bit of history. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination in November 1963. The coin was created to honor his legacy, and it quickly became one of the most cherished designs in U.S. coinage. The obverse features a striking portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse showcases the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength, BY 1971. Silver was no longer used in circulation halves, and the coins were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition. So, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar contains no silver, unlike the 1964 issue and some special silver-clad collector issues from the late 1960s. In 1974, the U.S. Mint struck Kennedy half-dollars at 3 different locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark *** over 201 million coins. Denver, D mint mark *** over 79 million coins. San Francisco, S mint mark ***. These were special proof coins for collectors, with about 2.6 million minted. Because of these large mintages, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is not considered rare on the obverse. We see the left-facing bust of John F. Kennedy with the word Liberty encircling the rim, the motto, "In God We Trust***, and the year 1974 at the bottom. On a reverse, the American eagle spreads its wings with the shield on its chest, surrounded by 50 stars. The inscriptions include United States of America and the denomination half-dollar. Collectors love the Kennedy half-dollar design for its patriotic symbolism and detailed artistry. Now let's talk about value. Most 1974 Kennedy half-dollars that you find in circulation are only worth their face value of 50 cents. But coin condition, mint mark, and errors can raise the value significantly. Typically worth around 50 cents to $1, can be worth $2 to $5. Coins in this pristine condition can bring $20 to $50 or more at auctions. The 1974 S-proof half-dollar has more value, usually $5 to $10, and higher if graded as a deep cameo. Some collectors also hunt for varieties like the double die obverse, DDO, especially on the 1974 D coin, where doubling can be seen in the inscriptions. These error coins can fetch $50 to several $100s, depending on condition and strength of the doubling. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Coin grading uses the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. Heavy wear, design visible but flat. Worth only face value. Moderate wear, details still clear. Worth about 50 cents. Light wear, nearly full details. May bring $1, $2. Slight wear only on the highest points. Worth $2, $3. No wear, only minor bag marks or flawless condition. These are the coins that attract collectors and can be worth $20, $50, or even higher if slabbed and certified. The better the condition, the higher the price. Collectors love coins with original luster, no scratches, and sharp details. The Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most collected modern coins in the United States. Even though the 1974 issue is common, it represents a piece of American history and the lasting legacy of President Kennedy. While not rare, these coins hold sentimental and collectible value, especially for new coin collectors building their sets. Proof versions and error varieties continue to attract strong interest at coin shows and auctions. So, to wrap things up, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is mostly worth 50 cents to a few dollars in average condition. Uncirculated and high-grade examples can go for $20 to $50 or more. Special varieties like the 1974 D double die obverse can sell for much higher. And while it may not make you rich, it's a great coin to keep in your collection for its history and symbolism. The next time you come across a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth more than you think. The Kennedy half-dollar was born out of tragedy and national mourning. In November 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Texas. The entire country grieved, and within days, discussions began on how to honor the fallen leader. U.S. Mint officials, in collaboration with the Kennedy family, decided to redesign the half-dollar coin in his memory. Before Kennedy's assassination, the half-dollar bore the image of Benjamin Franklin, 1948 to 1963. But Jacqueline Kennedy, the First Lady, approved replacing Franklin with John F. Kennedy on the coin. Congress quickly passed legislation, and the new design was ready by early 1964, just months after his death. The coin's design was created by Gilroy Roberts, obverse portrait of Kennedy, and Frank Gasparo, reverse, featuring the presidential seal. When the first Kennedy half-dollar was released in March 1964, Americans rushed to collect them. Lines formed at banks, and millions were hoarded as keepsakes, not spent in daily commerce. The coin became a powerful symbol of Kennedy's legacy, patriotism, and remembrance. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar was struck in 90% silver, but rising silver prices and hoarding led to shortages. By 1965-1970, the composition was changed to 40% silver-clad, and after 1971, circulation coins were made of copper-nickel clad with no silver content. This meant the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was struck entirely in copper-nickel clad, with a copper core and nickel outer layer. Weighing 11.34 grams and measuring 30.6 mm in diameter. 1974 was a turbulent year in American history. The country was facing economic inflation, the ongoing energy crisis, and the Watergate scandal, which eventually led to President Richard Nixon's resignation in August. The Kennedy half-dollar continued to circulate widely, but by this time, half-dollars were becoming less common in daily transactions. People still held onto them as souvenirs rather than spending them in shops, and 1974, Kennedy half-dollars were struck at 3 mints. Philadelphia, no mint mark, ***, over 201 million coins. Denver, D mint mark, ***, over 79 million coins. San Francisco, S mint mark, ***, proof issues for collectors, over 2.6 million. Because of these huge mintages, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is not rare. However, one special variety stands out, the 1974 D double die obverse, DDO, which shows doubling in the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and the date. This error is highly sought after by collectors. The Kennedy half-dollar holds a unique place in American numismatic history. It represents not just money, but a piece of the American spirit, linking the tragic loss of a president with the pride of a nation. Even though the 1974 issue does not contain silver, it remains collectible for its historical meaning. Many Americans from that era remember receiving half-dollars in change or saving them in jars, making the coin a nostalgic treasure. When it comes to the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar ***, its condition makes all the difference between being worth only 50 cents or fetching tens or even hundreds of dollars. Collectors use the Sheldon grading scale to determine a coin's grade, with 1 being the lowest and 70 being a flawless coin. Let's go step by step.